Welcome back to Seedmaster Online Training. Looking at electrical and hydraulic connections, we're going to start with the Ultra SR and its electrical connections to the tractor. Shown on the left-hand side of the screen here is the IBBC connection, meaning that this is a true ISO implement. From there, the center connection is a high current connection. It has a 2-gauge wire harness, which has a 125 amp fuse. This requires a direct lead from the tractor battery to the rear of the tractor to connect this high current connection. This supplies the high current power to run and operate the electric drive metering on an Ultra SR. The third image is the implement master switch, which is a 3-pin connection and is for the foot switch, which is located in the cab. The foot switch is utilized to turn the metering on and off, as well as utilizing the smart openers will raise and lower the openers when the hydraulics are active. These are your main 3 electrical connections at the rear of the tractor for an Ultra SR. Please refer to the operator's manual for additional information and parts manuals for wire schematics. Shown here is the in-cab electrical for a standard machine. So again, as outlined previously in other layouts, we've itemized the Viper 4 Plus monitor, which then requires a console cable and chassis cable. So if you're utilizing the Viper 4 Plus option through Seedmaster, it would then require these cables to be located and connected within the tractor. The Raven Viper 4 requires, again, 2 battery connections, or at least from the boost ports of the tractor. We're looking for a very clean, positive connection and also good, clean ground connection. It is very, very important not to utilize the starter connection on the tractor. That Raven cable then will point out through to the rear of the tractor to, again, give us a true IBBC ISO connection located in the center of the image. With on-frame style systems, we can also end up operating an air compressor. For all hydraulic driven systems, it utilizes an air compressor to allow for, I guess, a mechanical section control or zone command, and that is a pneumatic system requiring an air compressor. That air compressor is an electric drive, which then uses a connection shown on the right-hand side of the screen. That connection is a 8-gauge wire, and it again requires to be connected directly to tractor battery as a positive 12 volt, and it has a 60 amp inline fuse. Please refer to the operator's manuals for cabling instructions and also the diagrams to troubleshoot as required. These are your main electrical connections on the tractor. Shown here are the hydraulic connections. As we go through the implements, there are many different layouts that you can have. This is just depending on the options that are applicable to the machines. We'll start with the Ultra SR, which is located in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. We would recommend the following hookup: SCV1, which would then be utilized for openers or the red tag lines, SCV2 for the green or system pressure, which also operates the wings, SCV3 for orange or the seed fan, SCV4 for purple or the fertilizer fan. On an Ultra SR, it also has a hydraulic operated jack, which then will utilize an SCV, and those lines are tagged white. The color scheme for all opener and system pressure are consistent throughout all the machines at Seedmaster. Red is always opener pressure, green is always system pressure, which operates the wings. As we get into added features with on-frame tanks and carts, you'll add up additional colors like yellow and blue. Again, you always pair the colors together. Most of all, each of these units have a free case drain or free return, and it is very much recommended that these return back to tractor tank. Seedmaster implements all have a free return, which the case drain or free return the oil from the relief when openers are tripping and wings are flexing, and more so from the fan meters and their case drains. When hooking up their tractor remotes to these lines, color match the hydraulic hoses as outlined. Ensure that the free case drain is returning freely back to tractor hydraulic tank or as low of pressure as possible. Noting that the meter drive and the fans return through this free return. So as low of pressure is recommended and required. When hooking these lines up to the SCVs for opener operation and wing operation as well as fan, be sure to operate the flow control to adjust each of them according to their functions. A starting point for smart openers is to adjust to a continuous constant, adjust the flow to 75 or 80% or 7 or 8 out of 10. This will set the speed at how fast the openers raise and lower and is adjustable from the cab. We do not recommend going beyond 80% or 8 out of 10, as you typically will not see an increase in speed beyond 8. Tractor system or system pressure is tractor pressure. And again, adjusting the SCV and its flow control is recommended. We look for a system pressure of 2500 and greater, and would recommend turning the flow control down while in the field position, but still maintaining greater than 2500 psi. The system pressure is what controls the wings and how fast they contour, as well as if you have on-frame tanks or tow behind or tow between carts, it controls the oil flow to the hydraulic meters. And if you have additional features like a liquid pump or a Hypro pump and or hydraulic driven NH3 system, the system pressure will control that. So it's important to adjust the flow in accordance to the machine and how it's set up. For all of the fans, again, you follow the charts. You're going to run a continuous constant and adjust the flow for the necessary fan RPM. Always ensure that you have a free return back to hydraulic and that it is unrestricted. Thank you.